Next week, my husband Andrew will be leaving for war. This war has been so hard on us all. I keep sending any supplies we have, but we don't have much. Our crops go to waste because nobody can afford them right now. Little Johnny has been so brave. He hardly complains when we have to go without supper. He'll turn 7 next month, and I don't know how we'll be able to celebrate. The other women in town are having similar hardships. The other day, Martha told me she could count every rib on her sweet little daughter. The only way I manage is by speaking with the Lord as often as possible. I know that if we pray hard enough, we'll be able to make it through this.
Finally, I'll be able to protect my country, the Confederacy, and support my family. I leave for battle in a mere week, but it feels decades away. I know it's dangerous and supplies are low, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes. We must show the North that we are equals. We will not accept oppression. Without a workforce, crops cannot be harvested, devastating our whole economy. The industrialized government doesn't understand. Besides, Samantha and Johnny will manage. The slaves are working the farm, and we've always gotten by. Even if sales aren't great and meals are meager, I believe in them. I'll be praying for them every night, no matter what happens on the battlefield. Besides, with me out fighting, there will be one less mouth to feed. I know I've made the decision. I just hope this isn't the last time I see my family.
Mama says Papa will be leaving soon. I don't know why he has to go when plenty of other men are already there. It's so unfair. If Papa is going, why can't I go with him? I could help. I would make a great soldier. Maybe they would have more food. I'm always so hungry. Mama says we just have to wait until the war is over. Then everything will get better. I hope it ends soon. There's not much to do except play outside with Mary, but most of the time she's working in the fields. I wish I had some other friends, but there aren't any other boys my age to play with. Sometimes I overhear Mama and Papa talking really quietly to each other about confusing things. They never tell me though. Whenever I ask about the fighting, they tell me it's just something that's gotta happen. I don't know what that means, but I sure do hope I get to eat soon.
Heaven help us. Conditions are getting worse and worse. All day we work the fields, but nobody buys our crops. Food is scarce and energy is low. My joints sear with pain after the long hours, but Miss Samantha and Mr. Andrew are nice folks. They give me a short break in the afternoons when the sun beats down relentlessly. Even little Johnny brings a smile to my face every day with his youthful ways. He is so tough for one so young, bearing the burden of war with hardly any complaint. He'll be destroyed if his father doesn't return from battle. I just wish for this war to be over. No good will come of it. My fingers are crossed for freedom, but my hopes aren't high. If I'm lucky, I'll die a quiet, peaceful death and move on to a better place.
Oh, how I long for peace. The war just drags on and on. Rivers run red with the American blood. My husband Frank has been gone for what seems like decades. I haven't heard from him since he left for war, and any hope of his return is disappearing. The men out there fighting for unity are the bravest I know. This country is strong as a whole, but if the Confederacy wins, I don't know what will become of us. Lincoln does everything he can, and I have great faith that he will succeed in reuniting the country. I've been spending every minute available to sew clothing for the soldiers, but it's just not enough. Every day I plead with God, asking him to help us in this dire time of need. If only the children were a bit older, maybe then they would understand. Until then, I must shelter them from everything I can. Hopefully this war doesn't mar their childhood. No matter how hard circumstances get, I'm always assured by the fact that we are fighting for the right cause. We are strong and we are intelligent. We can get through this.
Supplies are lower than ever. We're lucky if we get one meal a day. Days are long and brutal, with the sun radiating constantly. Nights are unbearable. The wind whistles through our thin, ratty uniforms, biting and chilling to the bones. I've seen more damage in one night than ever before. One man had to have his leg removed. We could hear him screaming all night long. Boys no older than 14 are out here fighting, just as brave as any. We all miss our families. The pain is almost harder to bear than that of our injuries. I fight with passion in my heart, for I know that every man, regardless of color, should be treated equally. Our nation has gone astray, and this inevitable war will right the wrongs we have committed. These are the thoughts that envelop me day and night and remind me of my motivation.
Every night I help Tucker fall asleep. He's so scared, just like me, but he's not old enough to be brave. He's only 3, practically half my age. So I hum to him and let him sleep in my bed, and it is nice to have someone there. I have to be strong. If I don't hold it together, Mother will lose it. She's under enough stress as it is. We all just miss Father so much. What if he gets killed? What if I never see him again? Why couldn't I go with him? I'm old enough to fight. I don't care how dangerous it is. Instead, I just wander around town, trying to find something to occupy me amongst the eerily quiet houses. Today, I saw something very strange. It was a man huddled in an alley, but he didn't look like any man I've ever seen. Maybe it was the lightning. The sun can play tricks on you. But I thought I saw a man with skin dark like the moonless night. I stood for a while and just watched. Watched him breathe. Watched him sit. Just watched.
I should feel lucky, right? Free among thousands of enslaved African Americans. But I don't. People look at me with burning hate in their eyes. They treat me like a piece of garbage. I can't find work. I'm starving. I'm dirty beyond recognition. And worst of all, I'm alone. The pain of loneliness is the hardest to bear. I spend my days huddled against walls in dark alleys, trying to avoid the glares of citizens for as long as possible. Today I saw a boy. He was wandering around town, and as I watched him, he unconsciously wound his way toward my crevice. When he got closer, he looked up and finally noticed me, pitiful and starving. He couldn't have been older than 6 or 7, but you could tell the war had changed him. He cocked his head to the side, just watching. Not judging, not glaring, just watching. So I watched back.